What it do, Internet? David Baugh here, and today we're going to be talking about the most controversial movies of all time. Let's get into it. Oh, as long as it looks good for the Internet. Now, first of all, I'm going to start by saying that these movies are not for the faint of heart. I do not put them on this list lightly. And I've seen some shit, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen some movies. I've actually seen every one of them on this list and know full well why those are going to be banned in all of the countries that they are banned in. You know, if you choose to subject yourself to some of these, that is totally on you. The very first one on the list is a Serbian film. Really depressed me. I was depressed for days after watching it. It is an insane movie, and I think what makes it so bad is that it's shot so well, but the whole thing is desensitizing someone to child rape, so it's not really something that you want to see in all of its glory, right? They actually coined the phrase newborn porn, where a baby is torn from its mother's vagina and then raped. I don't tell people not to watch movies very often. This one you don't want in your life. The next on the list is Sweet Movie. Now, this movie follows a girl who actually participates in a virginity competition at the beginning of the movie. They have to, it's sort of like a beauty pageant where she then wins and is married to a really rich guy, only to find out on their wedding night that he whips out his penis and it's actually made of gold, so she goes on this wacky misadventure. The main actress actually was banned from her home country for having participated in this movie, and then even when her mother was on her deathbed, she was not allowed to come back and see her because of her role in that movie in particular. They eat feces on an elevator. I don't know how they got all these people that would be willing to do it. The next one is Cannibal Holocaust. This movie was so horrendous and so realistic in their brutal violence that the director was actually brought before a judge and charged with murder, and then had to produce all of the cast and crew and then talk about how he made the movie before he was acquitted. They also killed some animals in this pretty brutally. Not something that you really want to see. There's not really a whole lot going for this movie outside of it being super violent and super awful. I also put one of my very favorite movies on this list, and it deserves to be there because of all the things that are going on in that movie, but The Holy Mountain is an experience to be had. I absolutely recommend it wholeheartedly. I think that it treads the line of being controversial very well. In fact, it is hard to watch. At times, there is some really crazy shit that's happening in there. They kill animals, there's naked children, an unusual amount of exotic animals in there. There's an albino peacock, there's baby hippos, there's a camel, he's holding a hawk in one scene, there's a bull that they got a vulture to ride on. The attention to detail is really there. You have to get past the idea that you're going to see something that's going to be offensive, because there's a lot in that movie that is offensive. This tone that it strikes is different than the other movies on this list. The last one I'm putting on this list is Enter the Void. Now, this one is controversial because of showing an abortion taking place on screen and then zooming into the aborted fetus. It's got a really unusual film style. The lighting is super crazy. It's supposed to mimic taking drugs, and I'd say, in a lot of ways they nailed it, and it's a super beautiful movie, and I feel like that filmmaking style and things very well could have been very popular, but they just really didn't nail it with the other stuff. But that's all I had. That was my list for today, but it was a pleasure as always, and you have a wonderful evening.